Hey guys, what's up? I'm out in LA and I don't know how to drive, so the only way for me to get around is to take these swan boats to different sides of Echo Park Lake and just walk and then walk. So I just wanted to do a quick 10-minute special on the difference between New York and LA while I pedal so that I can't drown. So the difference between New York and LA, for starters, let's just say 9/11 could never happen here. The buildings aren't as tall, and frankly, Los Angeles does not have nearly as many enemies as the New York Stock Exchange does. So, there's that. Second of all, the weather here is so much nicer here, but guess what, guys? You know what that means, huh? Don't you? Skin cancer. So yeah, maybe you're getting enough vitamin D and you don't have to go take those pills that taste like grape, but at the same time, maybe you'll have to take chemo that tastes like grape. Okay, another difference between New York and LA is that when I've been in New York, my grandpa was alive, and when I came to LA, he died. So that is a huge difference in terms of the quality of my life and just like how the rest of time will go. Another difference between New York and LA, let's just say that Calabasas is it's in California, and that's, I'm gonna hit a swan. I'm gonna get in a car accident on the river. And so that means that, the Kardashians are here. I'm more likely to run into the Kardashians here. And basically that is making me think more about my weight as well. So you're telling me that in LA the BMI hits different. Then furthermore, the difference between New York and LA, in New York, the tacos are not as good. And that's true. Then furthermore, in New York, I'm running into X's left and right. Every corner is filled with a horrible memory. In LA, I have no memory. It's like I'm a baby born again. No one knows who I am. I can get hit by a car here and get buried in the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. No one comes to my funeral. In New York, the mayor's coming to my funeral. In New York, my parents got divorced also around the same time as 9/11, so there's that. Basically, I'm about to get hit by water. Fuck. In New York, one time I went to a city MD because I had a bump on my labia, and then when they tried to fix it, my labia blew up to the size of a mango. And in LA, I do not think that could happen here due to the plastic surgeons are the best in the world and people know how to use a knife. In LA, smoothies for lunch. Oh, ow, ow. Ah! In New York, there's no fresh fruit. It's all imported from California. Just check out your mangoes. Hold on, it's got wet. In New York, I wouldn't be caught dead wearing this type of vest. However, in LA, I take my personal safety legit seriously, and you could say blue is my color as well. In New York, I might have to worry about running into my dad on the river. However, in LA, I don't even think my dad knows how to get here. That guy can't. This is a man who immigrated to the U.S. from North Africa, but basically, I'm not sure if he could do anything like that again. Alright, so, in New York, I'm getting up at noon. In LA, I'm getting up at 9 a.m. because of the time difference. In New York, I got 2 stomach bugs in my life. In LA, I have yet to have any physical ailment, period at all. I'm going over some wildlife. What else? In New York, rent is going up. In LA, it's also going up, but a little bit slower. And I'll tell you why. Probably because the celebrities here are doing their part to keep the rent down. They're probably going into neighborhoods that are being gentrified, saying, we'll pick up the slack, don't raise the rent. And in New York, the only celebrities we have are, who's the gay guy on the news? Anderson Cooper, who's a Vanderbilt, by the way, who can champion rights when you grew up in Cape Cod on the summer. And the other celebrity we have is Mario Batali, who I will continue to apologize for. I'm not saying that I'm a Mario Batali apologist, but basically what I'm saying is that I'm sorry for the actions he did. So I'm apologizing on his behalf. But that doesn't mean that I sympathize with him. In New York, there are no palm trees. Absolutely not. And in LA, there's one type of palm tree that is native to here called the Washingtonia. I looked it up, and I'm feeling grateful for the natural flora that resides here. In New York, there's not a drought of water. In LA, there is a drought for water, although you couldn't tell here. But in New York, there is a drought for my own personal happiness. I'm feeling very stuck there myself. So that drought, is affecting me more than the water drought in LA. And I'm saying that coming from a place of privilege, of course. But yeah, look at the rainbow. In LA, there's a rainbow in the park. In New York, you're gonna get a hot dog and it's gonna give you food poisoning. And the other thing that happened in the park is one time I got caught smoking weed and oh my god, and the cops came. And it was scary, but I was fine. Oh my god, I'm about to tip over. You guys, this is not going right. Oh my god, what do I do? In New York, this never happens because they don't let you drive the boat. The only boat in New York is the Staten Island Ferry, and now that belongs to Pete Davidson, Colin Jost. They're opening a comedy club on the Staten Island Ferry, and I bet a whole new Me Too movement will be starting, but this time in the water, and we'll have to do a marital law Me Too. Jesus Christ. Nothing's easy anymore. On top of this, in New York, in New York we have the Nets. In LA they have the Knicks. In New York we have the Mets. In LA they have the Yankees. I've never taken a risk here. In New York, all I do is take risks. City biking around the city, scary stuff. And then other stuff as well. In LA, life is amazing and beautiful. Every day is paradise. In New York, and I'm saying this to someone who's from there, I'll kill myself, I swear to God. You gotta have LA to let New York live, you know what I mean? Because without New York, everyone's jumping off. Oh, and in New York, we have the Empire State Building. In LA, you have the Bob Hope Airport. And thank God. And thank you and I'll be home soon.